K5, the home team, presents the 17th annual Outrigger Hotels Volleyball Invitational. In tonight's second match, it's the Penn State Nittany Lions out of the Eastern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association against the Mountain Pacific Sports Federation Warriors of Hawaii. Hello again, everybody. Welcome to our coverage of Rainbow Men's Volleyball. I'm Jim Leahy along with Ryan Suji. Tonight, it's the night in which problems want to be solved. I mean, they really want to be solved, because in last night's match against Ball State, Hawaii just was atrocious. They didn't play well, and they didn't play well for long periods of time. Now, against Penn State, they're up against a team that went all the way to the finals, that got into the finals against Stanford and ended up as the national runner-up. And they are starting another season. They played UCLA yesterday. They were able to win the opening set of this tournament, but after that it was all UCLA. So they want to get into the winner's bracket. But for Hawaii, people are still scratching their heads. People are still wandering about town saying, what happened? Well, what happened? And can they play better tonight?
Well, I think everyone in this gym absolutely hopes that Hawaii can play better tonight. I don't think that was the opening that Hawaii fans, players, or coaches expected from this Warrior volleyball team. You know, a lot of excitement coming into the season with the amount of returning players that they had. I think they can play better. I don't think they could play as bad as they did. 31 hitting errors on the night for Hawaii, just very uncharacteristic of this team. And I can tell you that this will be a battle. Neither of these teams, Penn State or Hawaii, want to go 0-2 going into day 3 into this tournament. They want to try and even things out at 1-1. And that will take us right into our Kaiser Permanente keys to the match. Live well, be well, and thrive. First, for the visiting Nittany Lions of Penn State, it's get into the comfort zone, and that's opposite hitter. We're talking about the opposite hitter for Penn State, Comfort. Last night, he was second on the team with kills, but only hit about 160. He needs to be much more efficient in order to help carry the burden off of Joe Sunder. And for Hawaii, it's back to basics. Volleyball is a very simple game. Pass, set, hit. Hawaii's passing was, for the most part, was okay, but Hawaii was never really able to get into a rhythm, and they have to go back to the basics of volleyball, hit the ball inbounds, and create opportunities for themselves to score and serve tough from behind the service line.
So the coaches were perplexed. The players were perplexed. They walked off the court last night trying to say, we've got to correct this. And they spent a lot of time today trying to do just that. So looming before them now is Penn State, a team that Hawaii and Penn State have met before many, many times. And we'll see what happens on the second night of this tournament. Welcome back to the tournament at the Stan Sheriff Center. Night 2 coming your way, game 2 coming your way. This is the starting lineup for Penn State. The outside hitters, Olsen, Comfort, Sunder. Middle blockers are Mars and Hendries. The setter is Goes, and the libero is Del Valle. Penn State is coached by Mark Pavlik, excellent coach, 17th year, 390 and 114. And he is looking for another run at the national championship. He's one of those coaches that you just love to play for. In fact, when you go over the roll call of the coaches in men's volleyball throughout the country, they're really good guys. It is amazing. This is Hawaii, how they will start. The outside hitters, Hunt, Walker, and Umlauf. Middle blockers are Welsh and Dyer. The setter is Nate Zemyak, and the libero is Nick Costello. Costello just playing in his second match tonight. They, of course, are coached by Charlie Wade, Dan Fisher, Jeff Hall, and a cast of maybe hundreds. A lot of coaching that goes on. There you see Charlie Wade, 19 and 11. We'll take this break, come back, start the match. The series record is sponsored by Aston Hotels and Resorts. Over 62 years of kama'aina hospitality. Hawaii leads the series 12-6. Here are the officials tonight. Up on the pedestal, the up official is Wayne Lee. Bert Fuller is on the floor. And the linesman, Kevin Chun and Ryan Scudder. There you see Kevin.
So interesting matchup tonight will be seeing how Hawaii matches up against Joe Sunder, the go-to player for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Obviously, I think Hawaii would like to see Jonas Umlauf against him rather than Nate Zemniak. So it's going to be a matchup, almost a chess match between the two coaches to see if they can get the lineup that they prefer early from the beginning of this match. You see right there, Joe Sunder and Jonas Umlauf. Umlauf, who really not having the night a lot of people expected him to have last night, struggled early and often. We'll see if he can turn things around, as Walker did as well. See if he can improve from last night.
Shane Welsh still taped on that right hand, but he will play. This health report is sponsored by HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii. All players reporting for duty. So Nick Costello comes into the game. Costello from Honolulu, went to Irvine Valley College, assets, and Maryknoll.
And really one of the bright spots for Hawaii last night. I thought he did a fantastic job in his debut as a Warrior. See if he can help lead this team to a victory tonight.
Jace Olson will serve for Penn State. We are underway. Joust. And that's kept alive by Alan Mars. Ball hit over by Sunder, and a point for Penn State.
A net violation that time called on Nate Zemniak, following through with his hands on the top of the antenna. Excuse me, the top of the net.
Olson from Manhattan Beach, California, went to that volleyball powerhouse, Miracosta. Hunt, that'll be returned. Umlauf. That ball is a point for Hawaii.
One of the things head coach Charlie Wade talked about before the match was, he said, hey, they're going to dig some balls, but it's important that our hitters remain patient. I think last night they got dug a couple times and they tried to hit shots that they weren't traditionally used to hitting and just really got frustrated. He's just trying to get his players to buy in and just keep swinging rather than making an error.
Nate Zemniak off the cable. Goes. That ball is hit over, not over by Mars. Now it comes over. Zemniak to Umlauf. That's dug up by Comfort and put over by Stephen Hunt.
So again, Hawaii going with that faster offense. You'll notice a lot of the sets to the pins, the outsides like Umlauf and Walker and Hunt, are going to be a lot quicker than they traditionally have been in years past.
Just underway, 2-1 in favor of Hawaii. Zemniak to serve. Zemniak from Maribor, Slovenia. Gets it in, and that is just long. Nice leap. In the back row that time. So Penn State will serve, and serving will be Alan Mars. He's from Rochester, New York. We are tied at 2. Way long.
That ball almost went to Mars.
Oh, I like that. I like that. So you see Al skates with the beard. I think he looks brilliantly intellectual. He's won more national championships than anybody, perhaps, on the planet. Serving his Hunt into the net. Service error. First service error tonight for Hawaii. Something they have to cut down on. Here's Goes. Edgardo Goes from San Juan, Puerto Rico. Comes over, and that is out. So Hawaii ties it at 3 with that errant serve that time by Edgardo Goes.
see if Welsh can keep his serve in.
Welsh takes something off. Ball is hit over by Sunder, and that is just a Big Bang Theory coming over that time. It was way out. So both teams trying to rein in the physicality early on. Hawaii leading by 2. Serving again is Welsh. Sunder gets it off that time.
And that's something you do not want to see if you're a Hawaii fan, is Joe Sunder going one-on-one. You want to try and see if Hawaii can get 2 blockers up on him at all times.
That went off Walker. Sunder puts it into the net.
Last night, Sunder had 24 kills and hit 341. He single-handedly carried the team for most of the match. But like you said earlier, they lost to UCLA in 4.
Umloft looking skyward and gets it in. Dug up by Del Valle. That ball hit over by Olsen. That's off the block. Hawaii cannot get to it. That will be a point for Penn State.
Well, nice high hit by Olsen. Olsen only had 5 kills last night and hit 133. You can bet that the coaching staff from Penn State wants to see more out of the freshman as he goes high off the Hawaii block.
Ian Hendry's serving. That ball dug up by Costello. Penn State with an opportunity here. Comfort off the cable and down. That just twisted off the shoulder or near the shoulder of Zemlek.
Now I'm not sure if that was a miss-hit or if he meant to roll shot that. You can see the numbers on Comfort. We highlighted him at the top of the broadcast saying he will need to be a factor tonight.
Hendry serving for Penn State. That ball dug up by Costello. Demyak. Umloft, and Umloft is blocked by Olsen.
Blocked but out of bounds. So fortunately, the favor went for Hawaii.
Umloft really changed the diameter of that volleyball. Serving will be Walker. Walker gets it in. Dug up by Sunder. Ball is put over by Mars. Saved by Umloft. Collision. Zemyak went over Umloft, and that ball went off of Costello. So we are tied at 7.
Little collision that time. See if Hawaii can regroup quickly.
Tom Comfort from Orchard Park, New York, serving for Penn State. Costello to Zemyak. And pushing the ball long is Hunt.
Well,
8 for Penn State, 7 for Hawaii.
Great pass by Nick Castillo. Unfortunately, Stephen Hunt hitting that ball out of bounds. He maybe was trying to go for the high hands.
Comfort trying to find the zone. Gets it in. Hunt. Zemyak. Hunt. Boy, Hunt put that at the feet of Comfort.
And we've just seen the progression of Stephen Hunt mature from his freshman year to his junior season, as you saw that great pass off a tough serve, and he was able to swing out and hit that ball where he likes it, down the line.
So we are tied at 8. First set. Into the net that time is Brennan Dyer. Dyer, 6'4" senior from Santa Barbara, California. Another service error for Hawaii. 9-8, Penn State leading. Serving is Jace Olsen, just over the net. Walker, Zemyak, and there is Umloft. Umloft is different tonight.
He's definitely an emotional player. The more Umloft can get involved and get going with kills like that, the more success Hawaii will find as he threads that ball through the Penn State double block.
Apparently, he may have hurt the hand, but he appears to be okay. Another service error does not help.
Hawaii with 4 service errors already tonight. See if they can cut back on that.
Alan Mars, senior from Rochester, New York. 6'7", will serve for Penn State. Mars gets it in, dug up by Walker, but an overpass, and that ball hit down by Goetz.
With Josh Walker getting stuck with his feet, he needs to do a better job of getting his feet under him. Allow himself in a better position to pass the ball. We'll see if they go right back at Walker.
Penn State leading 11-9. Serving is Mars. Into the net. So both teams are not really serving with great consistency. Subsequently, both teams are very close to one another as far as scoring is concerned. Stephen Hunt, the Canadian out of Toronto, will serve. Gets it in, the ball dug up, hit over by Hendries. Excellent dig that time by Olsen.
Yeah, great pass off a serve by Stephen Hunt. Hendries only with 3 kills last night, hitting .429, but also was able to help out with 4 blocks.
Here's Edgardo Goes. Hunt near the net. Ball hit down with authority by Welch.
And you can see the potential by the freshman from Florida as he gets up. The 6'10" middle blocker going up with ease and hitting that ball straight down.
Dyer comes into the front row now. Serving is Welch. That's in the air by Olsen. And Sunder is blocked by Dyer and also by Walker.
And that was a
double block.
That was a much needed block for Hawaii to help get their confidence and the momentum back. Dyer does a nice job of closing out with Walker, shoulder to shoulder against Sunder.
We are tied at 12. Outside it goes to Comfort down the line, and a net violation called on Hawaii. So it's 13-12 in favor of the Nittany Lions. Here's Sunder. Joe Sunder, 6'7" junior from Greenburgh, Pennsylvania. That ball dug up by Hunt. Zemyak tried to feed that ball to Umlauf, but Umlauf just didn't have the clear vision that time, and it was an errant hit. And it's now 14-12, Penn State leading again by 2. Sunder will have another shot at it. Dug up by Hunt, waiting for it, Zemyak. And the big hit by Dyer. Oh, Dyer.
You can see why there was a lot of excitement in the preseason with plays like that. A phenomenal pass by Stephen Hunt right on the money. And the 31 set to Dyer, who Coach Charlie Wade says we have got to get Dyer more involved offensively tonight than he was last night.
Umlauf. Good serve. That ball dug up by Olsen. Comes back over, and Penn State can't handle it. Excellent serve.
Well, Umlauf with that high toss, able to garner Hawaii's first ace of the night. See his numbers from last year, 25 service aces on 44 errors.
Tied at 14, Umlauf again. Sunder, that is blocked by Dyer, but that will go out. Point for Penn State. So we're at 15. We'll take his timeout. 15-14, Penn State. The Jack Fact is sponsored by Jack in the Box, where you can get anything on the menu any time of day. Pennsylvania State University, 44,000 students. It began in 1855. They play in Rec Hall. That's one of the many different venues they have for sports. 5,812, Penn State.
Rec Hall, the site of this year's national championship. You can bet that Penn State wants to be at home playing in front of their home fans.
Penn State just owns volleyball. They're the volleyball university. Their women have won four in a row. Ian Hendries will serve from Cardiff, California. Line drive pass that was saved by Zemyak, and Hunt able to get the point.
It's the 10th tie already tonight as we see these teams go back and forth. A shaky pass by Walker, but made up for it by Hunt.
Tied at 15. What a job by Walker that time. That ball was no more than 2 feet off the deck. That's dug up. And the ball is hit by Olsen. Olsen getting congratulated by his teammates. Olsen can really leap. He gets up there, looks around, and then decides what to do.
Well, Olsen just hits this ball in between the blockers. Hawaii's hand positioning not well formed over the net.
There's Comfort serving. The ball dug up by Costello. And the ball is hit long by Dyer.
Again, great pass by Costello, right on the money. Dyer unable to get his hips around it and hit that ball wide to the left.
17-15, Penn State. Penn State positioning themselves for a run at this first set. Costello again. Zemyak. Ball is hit and dug up by Del Valle. Battle at the net, that save. Costello and Umlauf. Comfort will hit it, and the ball will end right on the line. That's a point.
Well, Stephen Hunt was going to take a swing at that, and Josh Walker called him out. Unfortunately, that ball lands in.
3-point lead now by Penn State in the first set. Hawaii has called the timeout. The Hawaiian Airlines record book is sponsored by Hawaiian Airlines. Only one airline is Hawaiian. Hawaii Career Service Aces. Pedro Azenia, Costas Theoharidis, Delano Thomas, Yal Zemet, and Yuval Katz. Cast of characters that brings back just great memories. 18-15 Penn State. So Penn State in good position to make a run at this first set. Comfort will serve. Tom Comfort gets it in. That ball is dug up by Walker. Costello runs it down. Hunt with the big hit, and that's a point for Hawaii.
Well, another phenomenal play by Nick Costello. He took off, realized that that pass was not where Nate Zemniak was going to be able to get a good set, and put up a perfect bump set for Stephen Hunt.
So Hawaii with a 2-point deficit now. Serving will be Dyer. Dyer floats it over. Del Valle to Goes. Ball is hit over by Mars. There's a hit by Hunt. Good rolling dig by Del Valle, but the ball goes up around the antenna and out. And Hawaii comes rushing back in this first set. And they trail now by only 1. And Dyer will go back to serve now for Hawaii.
Stephen Hunt really helping to carry Hawaii right now with 5 kills already in just the first set.
Serving is Dyer. Del Valle gets it in the air. Goes with the dump.
And you could almost hear the coaching staff from Hawaii yelling, watch this setter. Goes, one of the more offensive setters in the country, hides it well. You can see Stephen Hunt was there just not taking away Goes' favorite shot.
Jace Olsen serving for Penn State. Dug up by Walker near the net. Overpass blocked by Zemyak. And the ball apparently went out.
A great block by Nate Zemniak. Unfortunately, that ball landed out of bounds. But again, the passing was for Hawaii. Continue.
Boy, what a run. I mean, Hawaii was down by 3. They came back to within 1. Now they're down by 3 again. Whenever you attend the University of Hawaii contest at the Stan Sheriff Center, you could win an upgrade from Bank of Hawaii for courtside seats. For more details on how to enter and win, visit the Stan Sheriff Center on game day. You could be sitting courtside, courtesy of the Bank of Hawaii. Olsen, the Californian out of Manhattan Beach, serving for Penn State. Into the net. That helps Hawaii.
Okay, we talked about this last night. Hawaii has got to start making runs at ball. Only 5 more points left in this match. Again, match is only going to 25. Hawaii cannot afford to just keep siding out. They've got to score when they are serving.
Serving will be Zemyak. It's in the air by Olsen. Goes. Sunders gets it across. Costello, Zemyak. Big hit. Excellent hit by Walker. Walker came flying out of that back wall, went airborne, and delivered the goods.
And that's something we didn't see quite as much of last night that Hawaii's got to start doing more of, and that's the back row attack from Walker, who delivers on that play.
Zemyak to serve again. That's dug up by Olsen. Sunder, triple block in the air by Goes. Ball is hit down the line, and it is out. And Hawaii has come back to tie it at 20. Great comeback by the home team on their home floor. We're not finished yet in the first set.
Online at BigIslandCandies.com to find out more about this new tantalizing treat.
This is a set that has gone back and forth. We have battled even. We start again at 20. Serving to Zemjak. That ball dug up by Olsen. Big hit by Sunder. Pancake by Costello. Umlauf gets it across. Del Valle to Goes. Sunder again, that's in. Joe Sunder.
Well, phenomenal dig by Nick Castillo to save that rally, but Sunder just too much heat, ending the rally for Penn State. If we can take a look at this dig by Castillo in the beginning, just a one-hand scoop up. Great play by the junior transfer.
Alan Mars serving 21-20. Penn State in the air by Hunt. Zemjak, Hunt again and a block. Sunder. Sunder just loomed up in front of Hunt, and all of a sudden it's 22-20.
Well, Stephen Hunt is getting blocked for the first time tonight, trying to go one-on-one against Sunder, and Sunder proving to be getting the better half of the deal that time.
Mars serving for Penn State. Hunt, Zemjak, and right there was Walker. Walker again appearing from behind the 3-meter line.
So Hawaii is actually in a different lineup than they were last night. All the same players are on the court, but they've moved Stephen Hunt to the 0-1 position and Josh Walker to the 0-2, trying to give him more looks from the back row, just like we saw on that last play.
Stephen Hunt serving. 21 serving 22. Tickles the twine as he gets it across. And Sunder. That went off the block. That's a point for Penn State. Penn State getting closer to the first set. Advantage 23-21.
With Sunder being asked to take the place of Will Price, the former All-American for Penn State, the go-to guy, and Sunder doing a nice job of becoming the new go-to player for Penn State.
Serving is Goes. Umlauf. Umlauf twisted that. And Umlauf kept it away from Ian Hendries, one of the blockers.
We see a substitution for the match, a serving substitution.
Coming in is Troy Crutchfield, 5'11" junior from Long Beach, California. He practiced on us. He serves. Lally pops it over. Del Valle, Goes, Sunder. And he pounds it off the block. Question. That kind of serve just gets gobbled up. We see it time and time again. Why did they use it?
Well, he kept it in bounds, so that's a positive. However, yeah, you want to put a little bit more pressure on the passers, especially at this critical point in the match.
Set point. Penn State. Sunder. That ball dug up by Costello. Umlauf. That's blocked back and out. That's a point for Hawaii. Hawaii still alive in this first set. 23 will serve 24. Coming into the game is Sam Pescaro. Sam Pescaro comes in for Zemjak. He will be the setter. It may be a short tenure, but he is in the front row. Serving will be Umlauf, and Umlauf cannot make a mistake. It's in. Dug up by Del Valle. They feed Sunder. That's blocked, but it goes long. It went off Dyer. And Dyer put too much air under the ball, and it floated out. Penn State wins the first set, 25-23. Hawaii played better, but it wasn't enough.